In this episode, we discuss the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, so fair warning, there will be major spoilers. If you haven't watched it, don't listen to this episode, but if you did watch it, make sure you listen and leave a comment in the section below, and follow us on iTunes and Google Play. Thanks! Wait, what episode is this?
20. Episode 26.
Welcome to episode 26.
Welcome back to Blueshelled episode 26. You know what's special about this one?
I don't know, but you sound different.
I was gonna say, does my voice sound different?
Yeah, Ryan, why don't you say something?
I already said something.
It's weird, our voices sound exactly the same.
It's almost like we're in the same room.
Or the same person that works.
Did our Patreon finally go through?
Yes, we were able to fly Mike out to the studio.
I flew out to the studio, guys.
Oh my god, you can hear our lovely voices through this crisp microphone.
It was quite the trip.
Quite the trip.
1 hour trip?
It was like an hour and a half.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, the airport was the worst part.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And how was the plane itself?
I had to fight some people on the plane into the fight club, but I got through.
Oh my god. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it because we were able to, hang out, play some games, see a movie. We'll talk a little bit about it. I mean, MBD, right?
Right.
No big deal, yeah.
No big deal, no big deal.
No big
I hope
deal.
I had the microphone on correctly.
Yeah.
It looks correct
I
enough.
hope we're in the front of the microphone, not the
This
back.
is the first time we are doing the system.
Wait, hold on.
Apparently.
Hold on.
They were
Ryan,
not ready
look on
for
the other
me.
side and see if you see the logo.
I can't see it from here.
Oh my god, do you see the
That's
logo?
Mike. Mike
Yeah,
is
the
closer
logo
to
is-
it.
Oh my god,
over
wait,
there.
I hope the microphone's not backwards.
I mean, the logo is on the other side.
I don't know if it makes a difference, actually.
What would it matter if it's just flipped?
Hello. Wait.
Find out if that's different.
Wait, do that again, hold on.
Hello.
It looked worse when you went over
Well, I
there.
sort of let me try.
I-
Hello.
Hold on, I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good.
All right.
Should we just keep going?
Yeah.
Wait. They're gonna sit through all of that?
I think so. I mean, it looks good on the waveforms.
Oh my god. People have left. People
Oh
are
my
no
God.
longer
Well, if
listening.
you're still here, you can listen to us talk about Pirates of the Caribbean.
What? Is that what we saw today?
Spoiler alert, yes.
Spoiler.
But actually, no, for real, there will be spoilers. We're literally dissecting the movie.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen it yet, you should go see it.
Remember, this is the 4th film in the franchise.
Yeah, this is the 4th one. It's the one movie outside the trilogy,
Yeah, there was no other one between the newest one and
No way.
the trilogy.
And technically, plot-wise, it makes sense for it to be the 4th one.
They completely ignored. They did a couple nods.
They actually
Yeah.
they completely ignored it though, basically.
But whatever. So if you haven't seen it yet, go see it and then listen to the podcast. If you
Yes.
have seen it, then nothing's new and nothing's spoiled for you, obviously.
And
So,
if you haven't seen it and you don't care about it, stay and listen.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best movie anyway, so.
I liked it.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about because here's the thing.
We got some opinions going on.
I'm the biggest Pirates fan any of you will ever meet, okay? I can't tell you how many times I've seen the trilogy before. Because there's only 3 movies.
Yeah,
Of course.
For those of you who don't know
it's
the
all good.
joke, there actually are 5 movies, and we saw the 5th one today. The 4th one was so bad that I don't own it.
No
So,
one owns it.
nobody owns it. And to be honest, it should have stopped after the 3rd. But that, that's what the discussion's about today.
Yep.
So, okay, why don't you tell me your initial thoughts about Pirates of the Caribbean 5?
Okay, well, to preface this, I will say that I am a much more lenient reviewer than these two are. Obviously, these two work in the similar type of industry, so they know what to look for in terms of plot lines and how things are edited and whatnot. So they have a more accurate representation of what the movie should be. But personally, I liked it. I liked seeing the backstory of some of the characters. I thought the villain was better than the last villain. I obviously liked the score, the sets. I thought it was funny. I obviously don't agree that with Nicole that it is not as good as the trilogy at all. The trilogy will always be the best. But I think that this was still a very enjoyable movie. Like, would I see it again if friends asked me to go see it with them? I would. So, those are my initial thoughts.
Mike, how about you?
Honestly, I think you should go next just because I feel like I lie in between you guys.
Okay, that's fine. So I didn't like it that much. It was fun for what it was, and I'd probably rate it a 5 out of 10. But I don't know. I mean, it was fun and it was cool seeing some of the backstories tied together. a little bit. I like the fact that they confirmed that Barbossa's name was Hector because there was this whole big giant debate amongst the community.
Is it really?
Yeah. Because
Really?
so in the third movie when Johnny Depp is like getting rescued from Davy Jones' locker, he's like, Hector. And everybody thought that he was just delusional and he just kind of said it. Because at no other point in the series do they call him Hector.
Oh.
And they like confirmed it. They may have confirmed it in the last one too, but
That doesn't count.
regardless, the fourth movie I think I saw once.
Right.
So, that was my air conditioning. We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
But yeah, so was it bad? No. Was it good? No. I think it was average. I think it was a decent summer flick.
Mm-hmm.
And Pirates of the Caribbean to me will always be a trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah. Continue.
Okay, so I think going in, my expectations were like a little low. I was expecting fun set pieces. I was hoping the 2 new characters were good. I don't remember their name. One of them.
Henry?
Yeah, was the other.
And Karina.
Karina.
There we go. You guys remember?
Yeah.
And I was hoping they were good. I was skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I know Will doesn't play a big part. And I know.
Did you know that going into the movie?
Yeah, I knew he was
Okay.
supposed to show up, but I knew he wasn't like a big part at all.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm like, Barbosa was the thing gonna hold me over.
Oh my god.
I was very disappointed in Johnny Depp's character.
Wait, same. Can we talk about that? Sorry to
Extreme.
interrupt.
Actually,
Yeah.
I have to agree.
Very disappointed.
My friend told me beforehand, just so I know, or you know, to me, Johnny Depp wasn't that good. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Johnny Depp is always good.
Yeah, that's what
He, even in the last few films I've seen of him, I have not been that pleased.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a huge Johnny Depp fan, okay? But
Now, is it the roles that they're writing from, or is he just not trying as hard anymore?
I don't know if it's not trying, he just,
I think the role was a big deal because,
Yeah.
in my opinion, like I love Captain Jack Sparrow.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because like he's always this guy. He's like savvy. He gets away with things. His luck's always like top notch.
Yeah.
It's like, and he's like on point, even though it doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing. He gets away with it.
Yeah.
But he
But
gets
I-
away with it.
Yeah, but I feel like this time around they were just. I felt like he was more of like a joke. He felt like out of place in every
He
scene.
did.
Yeah.
Because he always like felt like he knew what the correct thing to do was. And he
Yeah.
always figured his way out of everything. But this time he just seemed like a drunk.
He was like
He was
literally
a drunk. Like for the first half of the movie, he was just literally drinking the whole
Like,
time.
more than I think Disney should have let him be drunk.
Yeah, I mean,
he couldn't speak.
Yeah, like I'm fine with it. It's just like because his character felt so developed over the trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
where like now it seems like someone else is playing Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, no, that's 100% right.
Yeah.
And you know what else, too, is that, like, he always was supposed to be that guy where you never really knew if he was a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like,
That was the best part about the whole Pirates. You don't know where they lie.
yeah, and that was the whole thing. And then, like, I feel like after the third movie, once you realize that he is a genuine guy, he just, makes some bad decisions, I guess. But after the whole thing with Will Turner's heart and stabbing thing and everything, like, it left him off as a good note, and I feel like ever since then, he's just been, like, the goofy pirate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, that's not who
he
he
shouldn't
is.
be the goofy
Yeah.
pirate.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we want, but I feel like I think we're more hardcore fans than the casual Pirates fan is. Maybe the casual
Yeah.
fans like seeing him more goofy.
I think
maybe.
the problem is Disney thinks
Yeah.
people want
Yeah,
to see him
exactly.
like that.
Well,
But
the casuals, yeah.
we like seeing his character like develop.
Oh
Yeah. Well, I mean, because, like, that's the thing about, like, the whole trilogy is that he had that whole, or at least the second two movies, he had that whole deal with Davy Jones.
Yeah.
And, like, he kept trying to sell people out so that he can get out of the deal, but then in the end, he realized that he needed to take care
Yeah,
of
which was
himself.
great, yeah.
Yeah. Or, like, when he gets himself into a bad situation, he finds a clever way of getting out. Not like, oh, I'm so drunk, I handed off my
Yeah.
compass.
Whoops,
and,
I'm falling
Yeah.
on the bank now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was dumb.
This is the same guy who uses a cannon to escape the Endeavor and flies
Yeah.
over this thing,
Yeah.
and then this same guy trades the compass
Like,
away.
I'm perfectly fine with these over-the-top action scenes. I think that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
But there's just, like, a limit.
The whole house thing really put me out of place.
Oh, the bank?
Yeah.
I was fine with it because, again, I'm like, this is a little ridiculous. But if you take a step back, it's like a cool scene.
Oh yeah, I thought
No, it was so cool,
fun.
but
it applies physics. Can horses actually pull?
No.
No.
I don't think it's possible.
No.
But you know what bothered me the most about that was the fact that he was so drunk, I couldn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't even just, like, going back to, like, it's out of character, yes, but, like, you're so out of character, you're so over the top drunk that, like, I was a little confused by what he was trying to say.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Jack Sparrow could hold his liquor at this point.
And that
Yes,
too.
he could hold his liquor.
He's been drunk throughout the series. He's never been to the point where you don't understand him. So
Yeah.
Or when he's drunk for like a scene. He was drunk for the first half of the movie.
He was.
Yeah.
And if you notice, the second half he felt more like him.
Yeah, second half
for
was
sure,
definitely
yeah.
a lot better.
Yeah, like especially during Ryan,
No, you're
especially
fine.
during that last scene with the Poseidon and the
That
Moses
was- yeah,
thing. That felt like him.
Yeah, that like felt like his developed character.
Yeah.
Actually, before we continue, really quickly, so you said obviously we need to think about it more since we just came out of the theater. You would still give it like a 5 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
I'd go higher with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Mike's in between us. I actually, because like I told you guys, I'm a very lenient reviewer. I would give it like a 6.5. Nicole said a 5. Mike, what would you give it?
I think 6.5.
Yeah, I think that I don't. Obviously, if you want to compare it to the other ones in the series, 3 and 1 are amazing. So you put them in like in the 8 and 9 category, but I don't think this one can crack an 8 or maybe even like a 7.5. But I think it has to be above a 5.
I
in
need
my
to
opinion.
rewatch 2 again. I think it might fall on the same spot as 2.
You
Yeah.
think 2 is the best?
No,
No, he's-
one's my favorite, then 3, but then I'm stuck between 2 and this one.
I thought 2 was really good, but I think the issue with 2 is that they filmed and wrote 2 and 3 at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I think they used 2 to set up
3.
too much.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's fair.
Definitely.
I thought it was still a well-made movie, but like I can understand why that one would be people's least
Yeah,
favorite.
like I didn't watch this in so long ago, so I really got to rewatch it again to make the judgment.
Yeah.
But from what I remember, it felt like there should have been more to it.
And also look at how Jack was in those movies too. Like it's like the Snape. It's like, oh, you think he's like a bad guy and then it turns out to be a good guy and you
Yeah.
don't know which side to believe.
But you know what I will say though is that even though, like we said, I mean, no matter what happens, no matter what we say today, we still love Jack Sparrow. We all love Jack
First
Sparrow.
3 movies of Jack Sparrow.
No, I will always love Jack Sparrow no matter what movie he's in. But I'm saying, even though he was like a drunk for the first half of the movie and he only got really good towards the end, I really like learning more about his backstory.
That was interesting.
With
I wish there was a little more.
I
though.
like
Yeah.
that. I mean, wasn't it now confirmed that Sparrow's not even his last name? That's what Salazar calls him, Jack Sparrow. 'cause
That's what he's known by
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that was.
It was a cool
interesting.
backstory, and then when turning the ship around, it was cool.
Yeah, like again, like that piece was cool.
Yeah.
Like I do agree with you, but they should have done more with it though.
It was cool, especially with young CGI Johnny in there.
Yeah.
That was a cool little touch. But
Yeah.
you know what? I'll say the same thing happened in Blackbeard's movie. So the fourth movie, they did that
What?
whole. Okay, so in the fourth movie with Blackbeard, they did that whole like
Blackbeard
montage.
wasn't in it.
Yeah, it was Blackbeard.
No, it was Dead Man Tells No Tale, the fourth movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, for real though, the fourth movie with Blackbeard, they did that whole sequence where they had to set up his backstory. Somebody's backstory got set up
Yeah.
with like what's it called when you like a flashback.
Yeah.
I hated the way that they did it in the fourth movie, and I really didn't like the way they did it in the fifth movie.
Really?
It felt like from a script writing standpoint, it was too. I'm talking about like more like the cinematic part of it, I guess, but
Okay.
like it felt too cheesy. It felt forced.
Yep.
And that whole Salazar Barbosa thing where he like kept threatening to kill Barbosa, and Barbosa's like, "No, give me another day." Like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, how many times you're supposed to be a ruthless guy?
Yeah.
And like, they
Yeah.
used the flashback for the sheer fact that they needed to pass enough time
Yeah,
to
I
make
mean-
a story element work. That pissed me
He's
off.
supposed to be ruthless, but I think it's like I don't know. I mean, obviously, you guys have a better like lens on all this. From my perspective, it was more of the sense that technically he knows that like Barbosa is like the one guy that will definitely lead him to Jack. So that's why he kept like stalling it off. But I think it, like let's just say like he had Jack in his sights the whole time. I think he would have killed him earlier. But
You know where I with the okay, so technically the same writers are on this that were writing the trilogy. They've kept the same writers, so I don't know if I can 100% blame them. The director's not the same because Gore Verbinski did the first 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who's been doing the last 2, but I will say something that if you look at the way that the first 3 are written, it feels like a well-crafted Netflix series that
Yeah.
always keeps you wanting to watch more. Like every single plot twist felt like it was necessary.
Yeah.
These last 2 movies felt like they were cheap summer blockbusters.
Ooh.
Like the plot was just
I agree.
horrible.
The plot was definitely the worst part. Going
Yeah.
back to the flashback for a minute, I think I 100% agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely. I felt if they tried to do more with Jack's backstory, they could have weaved it in better.
Yeah.
But since it's only that one section that really is like, oh, we're in a flashback now.
He's like about to cook up Barbosa, and he's like, "Well, let me explain
Yeah.
why I hate Jack Sparrow. Here's a 5-minute cutscene about me dying," and then it's like, okay, and then it just so happens that when the cutscene's over, he's about to kill Barbosa, and Barbosa goes, "Wait, there he is."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I won't kill you now.
Things felt very.
it's
like,
how they make it all work.
And like Sorry, Ryan.
No.
And I think, like, when it happens to Jack Sparrow specifically, like, coincidental stuff happens, I think it works in a way, because that makes sense for his character. But for them to be like, now that we conveniently, I'm about to kill you in a second, and then we see, like, a pirate ship.
Those are such cheesy plot twists.
Like, that's like a plot thing, not a character thing, and I think that's the problem.
And that never happened in the first... I mean, maybe it happened a couple times, so you can kind of look past it, but, like, every single plot twist just so happened to be...
Like, when he ran into, what's her name again?
Karina?
Karina. Like, it's like, oh, Jack met Karina because it's like, coincidentally.
Oh, yeah. Well, that I was fine with that because that was the same way he met Elizabeth Swann, right? It just so happened.
He just so happens that he walks in.
And they made a lot of references to the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
And granted, yes, it's Will Turner's son, and now you learn that it's Barbossa's daughter. Like, there's supposed to be a bunch of...
What?
Spoiler alert. There's supposed to be a bunch of, like, those parallels, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, and I keep repeating this because I know that I personally think, and other people might think that I'm being too lenient on the movie, but I personally don't mind those moments where it's like, oh, conveniently, like, the cutscene's over and the flashback's over and he's about to kill him. I mean, I don't mind that as much as you do, but that's just me. Speaking of that moment, though, obviously no villain will compare it to Davy Jones or compare it to Lord Beckett, but I like Salazar a decent amount, obviously a lot more than Blackbeard, but I thought Salazar was a pretty good villain because, I mean, his backstory was all about that. What was like his father wanted him to kill the pirates.
No, his father died to pirates.
So I like that. That makes sense. His father dies to pirates. Salazar's like, all right, they're terrorizing the seas. I want to kill the sea of pirates, and then he tries to kill Jack and the other pirates because he's trying to fulfill that mission, which is nice. And then just Jack being the pirate he is tricks Salazar into like going into the Bermuda Triangle and they all die, and then Salazar's like hell bent on revenge. I do like that a lot more than Blackbeard's backstory. Obviously, like I said, Davy Jones is just so iconic and Beckett's so evil, but I didn't mind Salazar. Like I thought I was gonna dislike him more, but I actually didn't mind him that much.
I actually really like Salazar. I liked his character design. It was like very dark and death-like and scary. Blackbeard
and the accent.
Like, they could have done a lot more with Blackbeard, but, like...
They should have done more with him.
Yeah, but at some point, he's still just a mortal guy. Like, I mean, I think he was still cursed, like, because I only saw the movie once, so I don't remember much of it. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, it was nice going back to something that was scary. Like, Davy Jones was scary looking. Barbossa Under the Curse was scary looking. It's like, you finally got a villain here that's
Lord Beckett is scary looking.
Well, Beckett was manipulative, and he was smart, which I liked. But Salazar was just, like... hell-bent, like bloodthirsty, like I'm gonna kill everyone, and then he kept killing Barbossa's crew. I thought that was cool. Like every time he tapped.
I'm glad his threats actually like stuck.
Except for with Barbossa, but yes.
My problem with Salazar, I feel like his motivation was too shallow.
It was,
but the thing that got me is in our favorite flashback. How did he miss Jack's ship?
What do you mean?
Okay, hold on. Can we talk about that?
What do you mean? How did he miss Jack's ship?
Was that actually a pirate ship though, or was that just another ship?
No, Jack was on a pirate ship.
So they didn't look like pirates on that ship though.
No, on Jack's ship?
Yeah.
I think they were pirates.
Yeah.
But he wasn't captain at the time.
Yeah, no. But the captain died and he gave Jack the captain.
But wait, so what are you saying? What do you mean that he missed them?
Because like you got all the ships, and then it's like the aftermath where like Salazar was like, yeah, we got them all, and Jack sails by.
Yeah.
How do you like not? Why do you keep that ship standing?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Why did they keep the ship standing?
Because he tried to destroy all the pirates.
He destroyed the other ship that was there.
Well, I think he thought that like I mean. Maybe I'm being too technical. I feel like he wants the pirates dead. He doesn't care about the ship. So if he sees all the pirates dead on board, he could care less what happens to the ship itself. So maybe he thought, okay, they're all dead.
There was a lot of pirates.
Hold on. I think there's misunderstanding. There were two ships there that Mike's talking about. Yeah. One of the ships got completely demolished. The other one, none of the crew was killed except for like 2 people and the captain.
Yeah, and obviously he wanted to kill everyone because he was shooting at people in the water.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. Maybe that came after. Maybe Jack came after. He wasn't one of those 2 ships.
No, but the captain died.
Yeah, but the captain, I don't know. It was weird. The whole flashback was weird.
It was very jarring.
The fact that we're this confused, it should go to tell. Like, it was not a well-made cutscene.
Because it was like, he's like, kill the people in the water, and then Salazar was like, all right, that's everyone. And then Jack sails by with his full crew.
Yeah.
Being like, see you, sucker.
Unless they escaped and then came back.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, was there any way that they escaped and then Jack was like, oh, I'm really going to screw this guy over and bring him through the triangle?
Not really, because the captain died.
Yeah.
Right? The captain's dead.
And then maybe okay.
And then he gave Jack the compass, and then Jack sails past them.
the whole thing was weird, honestly. I don't
Because
know.
obviously they were part
You're
of
right,
the battle.
though. Yeah, no, you're totally right.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I still enjoyed it for what it was, though. I mean,
Yeah, no, like, again, I would give it like a 6.5. The set pieces I thought were the whole jumping on the cannon between ships thing.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about some of those action sequences really quickly.
Yeah.
I missed one of them because I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
but
you missed the fun one.
It was the fun one, yeah.
I mean, so ignore that for a second, but like, I was not that impressed with the cutscenes. I also didn't really laugh that many times. There were a couple like adult jokes that they had in there that clearly like kids weren't gonna get.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I didn't really sit on the edge of my seat for anything.
No, there was no sitting on the edge of the seat.
I didn't really laugh a lot. I think I
I
laughed
mean,
maybe
you,
a handful
you also have to take into account like the setting of these cutscenes. Like the most epic one of the whole series is where the Flying Dutchman and the Black Pearl are swirling in the whirlpool with Calypso, and it's like an epic battle in the rain. Like that's just like epic, and they're all fighting. Will and Elizabeth asked Barbosa to marry them, and he's like, "I'm busy right now." Like it's an epic cutscene, and then these were so cool, but it was just like, oh, they're in the middle of a square during execution. Like the setting wasn't as epic, so maybe that's why you didn't feel as into
But, you know,
it.
like the later ones, like I guess you had a different opinion on it, but I thought it was.
I thought the last one with the Poseidon and the Moses thing.
Yeah, that was
That
with
was
the cannons.
cool.
I like that one a lot too.
With the parting of the sea. That was a little much.
No, the
but
party in the sea was a little.
It was
much.
cool, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but I was like, okay, this went so far into fantasy land that it's like, it's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I just feels I just like movies. I for me it was like fantasy, but I thought I liked it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's weird. It's like your points all make logical sense. I totally agree with them, but for some reason I'm like, they don't bother me. Like I would see them again. Like I honestly can't think of a movie in my life that I was like, I disliked it and I would never see. Like I would sit through any movie again. Now I would choose certain movies over others, but.
Yeah.
I'm just such a simple reviewer that I don't think I would ever say, like, I would never... Even the fourth movie, which we all know was not good. Like, if someone was like, oh, I've never seen it before, would you watch it with me? I would watch it with them. Like, I don't mind sitting through that again.
Yeah.
Because it had some good moments, but that's...
Well,
besides the
yeah,
point.
no, I totally get that, Ryan.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think we should still, like, go through and dissect
No,
some
and
of the parts,
I admire that because I am relying on this. Like, I didn't...
Yeah.
Like Mike said, I didn't realize how confusing that flashback was. Or I didn't realize how... like shallow the motivation. Like these are the little things that you guys know more than me that I'm not picking up on. So I like that we're having this conversation.
Well, it's not that you didn't know, you just have a different point of view. Like, you're
Yeah.
just watching it from more of a casual point of view.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, you know, when I was at school, I studied film a little bit more, so I'd see things
Exactly,
a little
but
bit differently.
which is
doesn't
amazing.
mean you're wrong.
Also,
It just,
a big thing is like how your expectations going in the movie. I feel because
Yeah.
I was in it for like the set pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I knew like Johnny Depp was gonna be a little underwhelming. I knew like the plot
Yeah.
wasn't gonna be like great, but like the whole like anything with like ship battles, I'm on board. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it. I didn't mean that.
Okay.
no, but, I mean, of course there's always going to be the good parts and the bad parts in the movie, but, and that's the thing, like, I went into it with pretty low expectations. I think that's another reason why I hated 4, because I had such high expectations
Yeah.
for it, and then it turned out to be horrible. Do I think this one was better than 4? I
Yes,
think so.
I think
Not that
absolutely.
that was hard, but it still didn't feel like a Pirates movie. It
Yeah.
still felt like a cheesy knockoff that, it honestly felt like Disney didn't make it. Like, to an extent. Like, it still has the Disney flair, but, like, it doesn't feel like the same company that made the last ones.
Like again with like Jack Sparrow's motivation, I think it applies also to the movie itself. It's just like it feels like someone's trying to copy Pirates
Yeah.
than like whoever made it.
Well, okay, let's shift the topic a little bit. Let's
Shift
talk
the
about
topic.
let's talk a little bit about the Barbosa twist.
Yes.
Because that's the one thing that actually caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I knew that was Will Turner's son. And I knew that Keira Knightley was coming back for like 2 shots. I knew Will Turner was coming back. A lot of that got spoiled before the movie even came out.
Yeah,
just from
it
the
did.
trailers, which really pissed me off. Thanks, Disney. You ruined like 3 major plot twists. But regardless, you find out that Barbossa's daughter is Karina. And
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm kind of glad because, you know, Barbossa dies in the end, so you got a little bit of closure through him, like, blah, blah, blah. But, like,
Shit, I want to get to that point so hard.
We will.
we'll get to Barbossa's death in a second. But how do you guys feel about that being a plot, like, that being something in the plot? Because I felt like it was so unnecessary, and it was added in there to make Barbossa's death impactful. Like, I feel like it was literally added in there just so that we care about Barbossa's death.
I mean, I always like time when like something time jumps. I like the past relating to the future.
Yeah, same.
So like I was on board with them being related, but it definitely was shoehorned in.
Yeah, definitely. And I felt
And-
like it didn't provide anything other than that.
No, it was all second. Like I caught that they were going in that direction where they were
Right.
related, I'm like, Barbossa's dead, no matter what. He's
Yeah.
100% dead. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like it took away from her character a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe
you know, you're
related.
right. Yeah. I
'Cause
would
I
agree
like
with
that she was like standing on her own. She was her own character.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, she related to Barbossa. I mean, that's cool. I could get on board with it, except for that it's the only reason to make Barbossa better.
Yeah,
before he
I think
dies.
we all liked Barbosa originally, so I don't think it made us like him more. I mean, it made me like him even more than I did, but I already liked him. But I agree that I think it made his death have more like meaning to it. And then
Yeah.
I think that I also do agree that maybe him being her father maybe took a little bit away from her character, but I also liked her character anyway, so I didn't mind it.
I hated her.
Really?
Yeah.
Straight up 100% hated her.
Uh-oh.
She, first of all, I hate to say this, but like her voice really annoyed me.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
I
even
didn't mind her
notice.
voice.
I didn't
No,
even
her
notice.
voice really annoyed me. It's been annoying me since the trailer, so maybe
Oh,
I'm just
wow.
already biased.
Really?
I also just felt like she was too, like, I like that she was a strong female lead, because Keira Knightley for the first movie and a half was just, she did nothing. She was just a whiny damsel in distress, like blah blah blah.
But then she got a lot better.
Then she got better, but then again
I feel
that
like they
felt
made her
forced.
like. Oh, thank you. I was
Yeah.
just about to say that. They made her too good too fast.
They made her be the strong female because they didn't have a strong female, and they didn't want her to be the damsel in distress for 3 movies. So they
Yeah.
were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you know what? Suddenly now you're a sword fighting expert." I only bought it just because it was a nice change of pace, because I didn't like her being the original Elizabeth
Yeah.
Swan.
Yeah.
But like this girl too just felt like everybody kept calling her a witch, and like, okay, cool, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It was annoying me.
Well, I mean, it technically makes sense with the times. Though. I mean, if you think about
No,
this,
and- yeah.
it makes sense with like the British imperialist era, and how they're starting to learn about astronomy, and they're starting to learn about all this different scientific stuff. And when she is obviously very intelligent and ahead of the game, they see this as some kind of witchcraft. So I mean, I think it kind of like was a reuse gag, like keep calling her a witch. But I understand why they did it though.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Tia Dalma thing, where she like knew all the secrets.
Yeah.
And then that's what that other woman
Ooh.
randomly was like.
I actually was about to say, like, what was the purpose of that bald woman? What purpose
She
did
was a
she
plot
have?
device.
didn't-
She was a plot device to get Barbossa to
But why do we need
Well,
that?
she also got the
Johnny.
British over there too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, she was literally only a plot device to get the British
She
on
was
board,
a bad character.
because they had no other connection to get the British into
But
the fight.
I actually.
Ryan, these are elements of a poorly written script. That's what I'm saying. You know,
Ooh.
this, like, I know that you're the casual viewer here, but I'm telling you that these are prime examples of a poorly written
Yeah.
script.
I will. Okay, and only because I was saying like, oh, I didn't see these other little problems as problems to me. I didn't care. But that was one part where I'm like, I actually forgot about her until you brought her up. I didn't even remember her, and I actually would have laughed more or thought it was so bad that it was funny even better if like Barbosa like sat up in bed and was like, I feel disturbance in the force. I know where Jack is. I would have liked that more than her being like, oh, here's how he gets him. I'm like, I didn't even remember you.
Yeah, it's like,
what was
here's
her
his-
name?
here's his
What was her name?
compass.
I
What was her
don't know.
name?
And it was weird though, because I didn't know who she was, and then I thought she was Calypso, because remember how he goes, "I freed you once," and you know,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah. So I was like, wait, is this Calypso reborn inside
No,
another
it was
person?
just a random
Yeah,
girl
just a
that
random-
Barbosa saved off.
That
screen.
Barbosa now apparently immediately has a connection with in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just.
It was bad. It was really
But
bad.
he spoke of her as if she was Calypso, and I
Yeah.
don't think she was. But he was like,
No.
"I freed you once from your bonds," or something like that. And I'm like, why though? You can't just introduce these type of plot devices and like not like even Tia Dalma. Like when I was watching the movie the first time, right? You think, who is this woman? She's not important.
Yeah.
What was the part of that scene that was a waste of a scene? But she comes back in the end
Yeah,
as
exactly.
Calypso.
Yeah.
Like, and Calypso is a giant like plot thing throughout the entire movie that you don't even realize is a plot
yeah,
thing.
which is such a great writing.
I don't know why those 3 scripts were so good, and then this one was just like, honestly, somebody pulled their pants down and pooped on it. It was terrible.
No, okay, no, I know. I think it was fine. I don't think it was that. Listen, it wasn't as bad as the 4th one, so I think it was fine. It was not great. It wasn't amazing. I think it was fine.
I think the plot was definitely the lowest point.
And you know what? I think that's the general consensus of the community.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
of
like
course.
everything else, I was
Yeah.
fine with, which is why I would give it like a 6.5. Like I thought the characters. I know you didn't like Karina,
Which is fine. That's just me
but
personally.
I sort of liked the dynamic they had with Karina and Henry.
Henry.
yeah, Henry.
Henry?
Yeah.
I like
I
Henry.
sort of liked that Henry knew everything about like the mythical stuff.
I
and
did
then
like
Karina
that.
liked everything about the science stuff. I think
Yeah.
they should have developed that a little
Yes,
more.
I
Instead of just
completely agree.
saying Henry was like, I know all the fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
There are curses, and then Karina
I
throwing
like
her
that
thing.
because, and you know, they did obviously want them to get together because it's
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
whatever.
It's one of Elizabeth 2.0 basically.
Yeah, and
So I know you didn't like Karina, but did you like Henry?
he was okay. I mean, I think he clearly was Will Turner's son.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that's probably what they were looking for in casting, but he looks just like a young Will Turner.
No, he did.
Yeah,
He does,
It's
yeah.
It
like
was good
crazy.
casting.
It's actually
It was
crazy.
good.
It's
Yeah, and I thought acting skill-wise, everybody did a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny's character fell off, but I thought like Barbosa did a great job.
Oh, I love
Salazar
Barbosa,
was
yeah.
great.
was great.
honestly, I was actually gonna say who was your favorite character in this movie. It's a toss up between Salazar and Barbosa for me.
I mean, I think mine was easily Salazar.
Salazar.
I
Really?
wasn't that impressed with Barbosa's character, not the portrayal. I'm talking about the character
Yeah, I thought
itself.
Salazar was a little like.
He
over
fell
the
off
top.
though.
Yeah,
he
I
did.
thought he was a little over the top.
You know what it was? It's inconsistent.
Yes.
Sometimes he
yes,
was over the top, and
Other times he was like threatening.
you know what really bothered me? He was so badass, and then he gets to the
Yeah.
jail scene with Will Turner's son, and he's like, "You will tell Jack that death is coming. Please, will you tell him?" And
Yeah.
it's like, I think that was a poorly executed joke, and
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that point on, I couldn't take him seriously.
I mean, it was a
It's bad that he did that early.
it was
Yeah.
a joke, but I think like he knows that he's such a badass where he's just like instead of saying like you're gonna do this or I'll kill you, he's like you'll do this, please, like you'll do, like he's just like toying with him though. It's just
No,
like,
but see,
didn't come
it's-
off that way,
It's
though.
weird
It could've been
because it's
better.
like, oh yeah, you know, they haven't really done that before. It's like, oh wait, Barbosa does exactly that, where he's like threatening but get like little quips in,
Yeah.
and does it like perfectly.
You know
I mean, yeah.
At least to me.
You know who this is kind of like off topic, but you know who he's in every movie, but like I don't like. I'm trying to figure out how to put this. It's like
Gibbs?
Yeah, Gibbs. It's like
How did I know?
Well, wait. I never am in love with Gibbs, but I never hate. Gibbs is always
I
just
didn't
like
like him
fine.
in this movie.
Really, he was fine.
No, you know what? I'll tell you what. The second that the crew walked away from Johnny is the second that I was like, this does not feel like a Pirates movie. That crew would never walk away from Johnny like that.
But you gotta
I
remember-
agree with that.
I
See,
know they're hungry and they're
No,
poor,
but like I hate that it like happens so much off screen. But they've been like 10 years. They've like been doing nothing. It seems like
That's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
because it's not like it was like a
Like
year
just-
later. It was.
Yeah.
Like
I
a
think
long
actually I
time.
looked it up for a fact check. I think it actually was 5 years after Stranger Tides.
No,
because, well-
I don't think so.
I think it was. No. I think
I don't.
I think,
Actually, yeah, you know, I think you're right.
I think it was 9. The first scene of the movie is when Henry's like 12 and goes to the Dutchman to tell Will
Yeah.
about the Trident.
Yeah.
I think I looked it up. I think that's where he's like 11 or 12.
yeah.
9 years later is this movie, but technically it's 5 years after Stranger Tides.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah, because remember he said 4 or 5 winters ago with the Black Pearl.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so you're
true,
right,
true.
Ryan.
So it's like 5. It's like 5 years.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, but 5 years going, it seemed like they like lost everything.
Yeah.
Because the Black Pearl's been in the bottle. For,
See,
like,
it's tough because I actually agree with both of you for different reasons. Like I said, I still enjoyed it, but now that we're having this honest discussion, which I love, I'm actually really
Yeah.
enjoying this. I can see these little plot problems, like with the bald. I still don't know her name. The bald woman,
the witch.
Fake Calypso.
fake Calypso or pseudo Calypso, and then now the crew leaving Johnny. I agree with both of you because while I think it was kind of like after all they've been through, it's kind of cheap for them just to walk away. Maybe the sense is, I mean, and they could have obviously done this differently, but I think the sense was to be like, they've done all these heists, they've done all this stuff, and it's like, they did all of that for an empty bank, they've been starving for months, like they're like, you know, we've had it at this point. So they could have done it differently, but I
Yeah.
kind of see where they're coming from, though.
No, I
in
mean,
a
I
sense.
see it, but again, it just felt like out of
But
character.
but then the thing is, and I think maybe you missed this when you were in the bathroom, they came back and saved Jack from the execution.
No, I saw that part.
Oh, so it's like, they will leave him, but they never will actually leave him.
Well, they said that they got paid to do
Yeah.
that. I mean, I don't know how true that
I
is,
think
but-
Gibbs would have come back for Jack.
See, the problem, my biggest problem with it is like I get it from their characters. It's just it felt like it was such a cliche to make
Yeah.
them leave.
He's
and
like,
then come
oh,
back.
you know what, Jack? I'm done with your shit. This is 5 minutes in the movie, so I'm gonna leave as a plot device.
Yeah.
You know, if they would have left like 90% through the movie, I'd be like, okay, fine, that makes sense. It's the final straw. They've been through all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's Salazar hunting them. I'm gonna leave. That made
yeah,
more
they
sense
should have
to
left
me.
during Salazar.
Yeah.
That would have been because they already got separated like for most
Yeah.
of the movie. So why not make that the reason they're separated?
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure, and I know that once again they need to connect all these things. Obviously, we know that like the main people in the series, like there's two factions. It's mainly Jack and the Pirates versus either like Davy Jones or Jack versus the British or Jack versus like Black whatever. But I feel like
Blackjack.
I feel like especially in this movie, the British felt like such a third party. Like they chase Jack throughout this whole movie, and then in one swoop, Salazar just wipes them all. It's like, why do we even need the British? Why can't we just have Salazar just chasing Jack? Why do we even need the British?
Yeah, the British kind of felt like they weren't even.
They're not even a factor.
It's weird. Oh, go ahead.
Well, real fast, I was gonna say, because I feel like they were needed. They were just used terribly.
Yeah.
The British were amazing under Beckett because that was awesome, but then ever since that movie, it's like, why are the British even here?
Yeah, well, especially because that trading company got like pretty much demolished after the third movie. Beckett's gone, and Norrington's not there, so it's not even like
Beckett's gone, Norrington's gone, even Elizabeth's dad's gone. Like, they're all gone.
Yeah, like the British really, if you're gonna have them in the movie, like it needs to be more important. Like I don't know, I just, again, like. Simple plot devices, like, oh, you need to get something from this location, or the compass. Like, even
they dropped the ball.
The one part I was already pissed about how poorly they managed the movement of the compass, and then at the one point where they're like, "How'd you get that?" And then the guy was it Barbosa? Somebody go, "Oh no, the girl, the bald girl."
The girl had the compass, and he's like, "How'd you get that?" And she's like, "I just have my ways."
Okay, that's like the most cliche.
Bad.
I was like, why would you ever make that a plot point? That
I know.
Again, everything with the plot is like a 0.
Yeah, the plot was horrible.
I feel torn because, I mean, and now I'm actually thinking about it, and obviously we've said this already, we still love Pirates, we love the trilogy, like, we didn't hate the movie because we would be giving it like a score under 5, but we still like it though. I mean, it just has problems. But my point is that because once again I'm torn because at first I'm like, Jack should never give up the compass. Why does he give up? It makes no sense for him to give it up. Mm-hmm. But then
for like one bottle of rum.
For a bottle of rum. Like, is he that much of a drunk that he needs to sell his compass for a rum? Like, he's Jack. Can't he just be like, oh, look over there, and just swipe it? Like, why can't he just, he's Jack?
Yeah, I don't know.
But then again, they could have done it better. I see where they're coming from. I just use air quotes. I see where they're coming. I see where they're coming from because they were like, oh, he gave away his compass, but the purpose of that in this plot was that releasing the compass releases your greatest fear, and Jack's greatest fear was having Salazar come after him. So it's like, I see where they're coming from, but they could have done it differently. Like, if Jack lost the compass or Jack got stolen by Barbosa, that makes sense, but don't trade it for rum.
Would never get the amount of shit he had to go through for that compass in the first place over the course of 4 movies. There's no way he would just give it up. That was so out of character.
Now, hopefully someone can explain this to me. Why does giving away the compass release your greatest fear?
I think it's just like one of those, like, once again, those myths, or once again, like one of those like rules. Like for example, the Flying Dutchman, whoever stabs the heart must become the next cat. It's just like one of those unspoken rules.
But it's just like a weird rule.
It's a weird rule.
To it.
So it's like, oh, the compass. I mean, if you think about it from like not a cliche, if you think about it from like a play on words perspective, the compass leads you to what you want. So getting rid of the compass would technically lead you to what you don't want, like, technically. Like that's a weird way of thinking about it.
I can get behind that.
So it's like, the compass leads me to, like, for example, with Barbosa and Karina, it leads me to her because, like, I don't want to say I want her because that's creepy because he's his daughter, but, like, I love her because she's my daughter. Like, that's what I desire. You get rid of the compass, it technically is leading you towards what you don't want or away from what you actually want. So I can see it from that perspective, but just don't give away for rum. Just don't give it away for rum.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can all pretty much agree that the plot was pretty terrible. But
it had some good points, but it could have been better.
Yeah,
it's because it's like I like the direction they were going. It's just they stumbled so much along the way and relied so much on cliches.
Yeah, and the other thing that really annoyed me too is that the last 2 movies have started with Jack has this thing that he wants to go get, and then so it's like versus in the past, it was just people living their lives and then something happened to them.
Yeah.
This was like, Jack needs to find the Fountain of Youth. Jack needs to find the Poseidon thing.
Why does the Fountain... I mean, the Poseidon's trying to make sense, though, because it's like, it breaks...
Well, the Fountain of Youth fits into his character. He wanted to be immortal. That was his whole thing. He wanted to live in the seals. Like, the Fountain of Youth actually made sense to Jack. The whole Poseidon's Trident thing, like, Jack doesn't have a curse to break, so obviously that's
Well, no, he wanted to break the curse of them Salazar going after Jack.
Yeah.
Why? Well, wait. Why would Jack want to break the curse?
Because that's like he wanted to break the curse on Salazar, so we can't keep chasing him like that.
Wait, but if he broke the curse on Salazar, it makes it easier for him to chase Jack, because then he can go on land.
But he's mortal.
But he's mortal.
I mean, I guess, but then he can't get on land. I guess.
Jack doesn't want to be on land anyway.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to waste too much time on the plot because there's other things to talk about, and I think we're just kind of repeating ourselves now at this point. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the plot itself as a whole was pretty weak, and I knew that coming in. But I do want to talk a little bit about like specific scenes because there were a few that really just pissed me off. There was another one. Now I can't remember the name of it, actually.
What scene?
I don't remember.
Oh, can I guess? Mm-hmm. The unnecessary wedding scene?
Okay, let's start with that. That wasn't the one I was thinking of, but that one... Okay, that was just dumb. I think that was supposed to be a knock at the scene in the third movie where they wash up ashore and there's a giant whale there.
Oh, is that
I think they revisited a few of the same islands.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think that one was
I didn't
one of
think of
them. Yeah, this is what happens when you see Pirates 3 at least 100 times.
No, she's not kidding. She's seen it at I don't know the exact number, but it's been at least 20.
No, Ryan, that's a severe understatement.
You can tell me sitting here for a fact you've
Yes,
seen it at least
50 times. Hands down, I can tell you 100 times.
I can't tell you a movie I've seen more than 10. I would get bored of it.
You underestimate how much I love Pirates of the
You know
Caribbean.
what? After this podcast, let's go watch Pirates 3 right now.
I'm fine with that.
I don't want to watch.
I have it on Blu-ray and DVD. But
All
anyway.
right, we're watching Pirates. Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, that scene was unnecessary. Again, that was just a plot point to... First of all, it wasn't funny. I personally didn't find it funny.
It was
It was cute for like 5 seconds, and then it got creepy.
Well, I just don't understand why, like, obviously the whole part of that scene was, like, Barbosa to rescue Jack and be like, I'm on your side.
That
but,
was
like,
it, yeah.
But wait, they were captured in the nets at first. Why couldn't they just stay in the nets? Like,
Why couldn't Barbossa
why is
just-
there a wedding? Why do I need a wedding?
The only thing I can think of is that the nets had to be put there by someone, so they had to have run into somebody on the island, so they had to show who that
All right,
was.
then
but...
have the guys like making fire underneath. Like, why do you need to like bring them to the whale skeleton, which is a Breath of the Wild reference, and then use that to be like, there's a wedding? I don't know.
There was another island that they went to. Somebody remind me. They went to somewhere else. What was another island that they went to?
The Cannibal Island.
Was it the Cannibal Island?
That's what I was
In the
thinking.
second movie, they went to the Cannibal Island. But,
I think it.
But there was no reference to that though.
Like, I thought they would get trapped by, like, the cannibal people again.
That's what I thought too. But you know what? I think there was a scene that was similar to that, which is the one that you guys are thinking of. The one where they took that rescue boat and Karina's like, they're after you, Jack. Why did she jump off, first of all? I don't understand why she jumped off the boat.
I mean, okay, obviously, especially with the ghost sharks, like that was a stupid reason to jump off. But it's
Well,
like
she jumped off before.
She jumped off before the ghost
I'm
sharks.
saying she jumped off before, but I'm saying she did that because she was like, they're not chasing after my boat. They're chasing. It's the same thing with the Kraken. They're not chasing after the boat. They're chasing after Jack. So she's
Yeah,
just
but
trying
why
to
did
get away.
she get off the boat?
No, actually, I could get behind this because they are going to follow Jack. So if even if it's just like slightly more to the right, they're not going to go after her. They don't care about her.
They don't need her at all. They need Jack.
No, I know, but the way she was saying it didn't make it sound like that. Maybe I missed something, but I don't know. That whole scene was weird, and then they finally got to land, and like they couldn't walk on land, which is cliche at this point. Like that was the whole Davy Jones thing.
I don't get why they can't go on there.
Here's the thing. So the first movie, Jack was cursed, right?
Yeah.
Technically, you don't know it. He was on land the entire time.
Well, no, he wasn't cursed.
I thought he was cursed.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
cursed.
he
Is it
walked.
Black Bro?
Yeah, remember he stepped to the light and he.
Yeah,
turned
no,
to
but
a
that's
skeleton?
because he was fine for the whole movie. But then towards the end, when he got into the battle, before he got into that battle, he stole a coin.
Is that what made him cursed?
Actually,
Yeah.
Mike's right. I do remember.
He was only cursed for that last battle.
no,
I've only seen Pirates 350 times. Now,
Alright.
Pirates 1.
Pirates 1's my turf.
Actually, Mike's. I remember this exact scene. Mike's right. What happens is they're dueling Barbosa, and I'm saying so into this. I'm sorry.
No, I know, but look at your waveforms. Every time you speak, they're like blasting out.
I just like to talk and I talk loud.
No, it's fine.
No, but Mike's right. 'Cause I just saw this the other day. I remember specifically, you think the whole time, like, they reveal that Barbosa and then the crew is, like, undead, but Jack is still immortal. And then when Barbosa stabs Jack, you're like, oh no, Jack's dead, whatever. And then Jack steps into the light and he is a
Yeah.
skeleton. And then he's playing with the ring and he says, I'm sorry, I just couldn't help myself. So it's revealed that he took out some things.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he's
you're right.
also-
I must have missed that part. But
Which, once again, convenient plot spoiler, Jack doesn't take out that ring. He's technically dead, but...
Well, that's why he took it out.
I know, but I'm saying...
See, but that's what makes him a good character. in the
and that's
first
what I
movie.
liked about it. He was smart and he always thought ahead and he didn't
Yeah.
let the audience know.
Yeah, he's not just like, oops, I accidentally stole a coin.
But no, back to what I'm saying though is that okay, so but Barbosa, they were all cursed. They were on land, right?
Well, I think that curse lets him go on land.
Okay,
it's
so
a
then
different
what?
curse.
So then every other curse can't let people step on land. Like
See, I don't get that.
that
I
was
don't get
kind of
that.
dumb. Like that was again just a plot point to like not film on an island.
Because like
somewhere.
them being trapped in the Bermuda Triangle, that was their curse. That's what I got
that's what
from
I'm
it.
saying.
They were dead people
Yeah.
stuck in the Bermuda, but then they got out.
They
That
got out
shouldn't be
because
like,
of the compass.
Yeah.
that was dumb. That was so dumb.
That's what I was saying before. I don't
Yeah.
get how like the compass really. Like I get what you guys were saying.
Yeah.
But it should have. They could have done it better.
Yeah. Okay. What else is there to talk about?
Well, in terms-
Barbossa's death.
All right. Well,
Okay, let's talk about
well, let's
Barbosa. Well, okay, let's talk about that whole sequence, though, not just Barbosa's death. The whole Poseidon Moses parting of the sea. That was a little outrageous. I did think that whole fight scene was a little cool, though.
Yeah, it was
I
awesome.
like the fight scene.
I don't remember, how did Barbosa get down there? Because I don't remember
With
Barbosa being there.
he was on
rode
the-
down. He rode down.
So
on
he
the anchor.
rode down on the anchor.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
rode down on the
Okay,
anchor.
so as you guys know, if you watch the movie, Barbosa died, and he died.
Rest in peace.
He died as his daughter realized that was her father. It was kind of weird.
I liked it. I liked it.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst part of the movie. But then he jumped off and tried to do this heroic thing by killing Salazar.
Well, he did.
Yeah, and it looked kind of cheesy and it
was
kind of threw me
so
off. Now here's the thing. I didn't know Barbosa was gonna die going into this, but he's the only character that actually made sense in my mind aside from the villain that could die, because there was no way they were gonna kill Johnny.
No, that you
But
can't.
so I wasn't completely oh my god, and I was a little sad. But
Yeah,
I mean, what do you guys think, Mike? Why don't you?
I hated it. I hated every second of it. Because I'm like, I could live. I knew Barbosa was going to die,
Yeah.
especially the whole daughter thing, like I mentioned
Yeah,
before.
you knew they don't set up characters like that for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Second I saw him come down on the anchor, I'm like, this is it. This is where it happened.
Yeah.
But they were climbing up, and I'm like, I know a few guys follow them up the anchor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, you got weapons. I'm pretty sure Jack has 2 guns on him.
Yeah.
Like,
Just shoot him down.
yeah. There was
They're
so
mortal
many
now.
other-
They're
yeah,
literally
they're
mortal.
Mortal.
But the way Barbosa did it, he jumped off the anchor, did 5 flips, even though I know
Yeah.
he didn't, but
Yeah.
he should have at that point. And he tackled.
Yeah, he had a sword. To be fair.
No, yeah. No,
Somebody
I mean,
dropped the sword.
Yeah, you're right. Jack Sparrow dropped the sword. He grabbed the sword, jumped down, and stabbed him while falling. Unnecessary.
Yeah, that was over the top.
It wasn't.
I mean, the whole thing was over the top to begin with,
Yeah.
but if that was the most over
But
the
again,
top
I'm
part
fine with their over the top. I thought the anchor coming in and saving them. I thought that was cool.
with the ship on the edge.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm like that shouldn't happen in real life.
That should
but
not happen
It's
in real
pirates.
life. Yeah.
I'm 100% on board for it because this is what I expect from the movies. This is what I like. I like
Yeah.
these action ship scenes. But Barbosa did not have to jump down like that. Again, they definitely had guns. They could have
Yeah.
figured something else
It
out.
makes sense.
Now, I mean, are you okay? Aside from the scene itself, talking more from a plot thing, are you okay with Barbosa's death? Not
No.
even just the way it was executed. Do you think it was okay that he died?
I think it was okay that he died. It was just done so.
I can
terribly.
agree. Why are deaths always so poorly executed?
I
No,
still-
but Jack Sparrow's death.
Oh, wait. We're not gonna spoil it for Mike, but let's not even get into what happens in Orange Is the New Black.
Oh my god, stop!
No, this is another podcast.
That one, actually, that was a well done death.
I'm not gonna say it, but you know what happens
Do you know who dies in Orange?
and,
Oh,
and,
no.
and how it
Then
happens.
stop. Then
Exactly.
don't
So
tell.
deaths are unnecessary and
No, I
stupid.
don't know.
But yeah.
Okay, anyway.
So
Mike's like, you already. Oh, you
like
spoiled
Jack
it for me.
Sparrow. I don't care that much. Jack Sparrow dying in the second movie, yeah, we know he's come back, but that was a good death. Barbosa dying in the first movie, that was a good death. They can do good deaths.
Yeah.
It's just
That was well done.
it's just
They were all well done. Even Davy Jones' death was really well
Davy
done.
Jones.
too.
Yeah, that was good.
And he did the same thing that Barbosa did, to the same extent. Where he
Yeah.
just fell into water.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, he falls into a whirlpool.
No, but okay, but to be fair, he fell into a parting sea that was whirlpooling up. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same thing where you see somebody
Yeah.
falling in.
Oh,
blah,
and
blah,
although
blah.
to be fair, technically Barbosa was already dead, but Calypso revived him technically.
Which
and
I screamed in the movie theater when that happened.
Yeah,
when you
you
saw
were-
those
you were-
boots walking down, you're like, who is that?
That was a good revive.
Barbosa.
Yeah, that was well done. But
Yeah, but-
continue. We interrupted.
But
It's all right.
it felt like it was, you saw it coming a mile away second the father-daughter thing was established.
Yeah.
And then Barbosa coming down and they were climbing up. It was just so unnecessary. There was no reason for Barbosa to die.
I'm
That's
just-
my problem with
Well,
it.
see,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to play devil. I feel like this whole podcast is obviously me being educated, which I really like, but also
Oh my god.
But I also feel like I'm also playing devil's advocate a little bit with the writers and trying to explain their
Yeah,
flaws. My only, because I agree. I mean, technically, guns should work, or just some kind of epic thing should work. But why does it have to be so over the top? My only reason is because that I can see them arguing it is that he sees that she sees the thing on his arm. Now he knows that she knows that they're father and daughter. And I think he just the only way I can explain it from their perspective is that he's so now focused on protecting his daughter and you're my treasure. I know I left you in the orphanage to give you a better life, but now I shouldn't have done that. I love you. I care about you. He's just gonna do whatever he can to save her, which I think is still over the top for what he did. But I could see them arguing it in the sense of he's it was an epic way to go or a foolish way to go, but it's something that he had to do for his daughter, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm fine with him sacrificing himself for her. The way they should have done it, I feel.
Yeah, I want to hear how they should have done it.
I don't think they should have made them father and daughter. They should have created a bond throughout the movie with Barbossa, and then Barbossa would have been like, "Oh, these kids should live for like the next generation or something."
Yeah.
That I could get behind.
Or like, I see you as my daughter. Like,
Like you know what?
They build a bond, but like, they're not actually father and daughter. But like, he's like, I actually see you as my daughter.
Yeah.
He didn't take me as the type of person who would want to be a father, though.
Exactly.
Like,
No, but that makes sense. Like, who even was like what was her last name? Smith.
Yeah.
Like, who even was like Miss? Like, she's not even mentioned in the whole. So it's probably like was just like a fling on some island, and then he's like, oh.
Well, I think that's what it was.
Yeah. So I mean, he never wanted to be a father, but he left her on the orphanage to give her a better life.
Well, then hold on a second. So then, it was so. But the thing is, I think it has to be more than just a fling, because he had to have obviously been around for the daughter to be born and then drop her off.
Well, no, what happened was, I mean, from what
they didn't explain it.
And well, that's the thing too, is that like you would think that if it was a fling, he would leave and then she would have to put her up for adoption. But he said, so I think that woman is actually more significant because Johnny even knows who she is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, didn't we know this person?
Well, what I think maybe happened was like it was a fling. Smith and Barbosa had the daughter. I'm gonna guess like something happened and like the woman died, and then like obviously like Jack knew her. So I think the woman died, and then Barbosa was like, I don't want her, and then so it was like, I want to give her a better life.
Well, probably I can't take her if he's a pirate.
Yeah, I can't take her. I want to give her a better. Well, he said I want to give her a better life, so he puts her in the orphanage, and he even says to Jack like, I never imagined I would meet her like again like this. This is crazy. Which is, again, plot twist. But.
Yeah, there was something else I want to talk about, too. I just can't remember
Also,
anything.
one more thing, actually. And if I'm wrong, then I was misled by the movie. If I'm right, then the movie didn't do a good job of this. Were the two bumbling pirates wait?
They were annoying.
Wait. Were they the two pirates from the first movie? Like,
no,
they weren't.
No. Okay, they're the two British guys. The two British bumbling idiots.
They came
They're the two British guys. That's what I thought, actually.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant,
They're
like,
not
fat
the
guy and
pirates.
skinny guy.
They're not the pirates. They're the two British guys. But I didn't realize that until the last part where I'm like, oh wait, those are the idiot British guys.
Yeah, again, like, they weren't... A lot of the comedy in the movie just didn't work.
I agree that it wasn't as clever as the other ones were. I mean, come on, nothing's gonna be as classic as like Hide the Rum. Like the jokes are classic in the first three, but some of them were okay. I mean, some of them were funny.
I just feel like the characters couldn't play off each other that well.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
the whole Gelatin thing, I thought was like funny.
That was
good
funny. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was good, but there were certain parts where I was like, I was so taken out of the movie experience because it was too cheesy. I also feel like I noticed that this movie and the last movie had way more special effects in them than normal.
Yeah.
And you know, the first two movies, aside from like the Davy Jones and the zombie stuff, like the curse stuff, you obviously have the special effects, but a lot of like the action sequences seem like they were less reliant on those special effects.
Yeah.
The newer ones, like sometimes they're just so bad, they just take me out of it. So
There were
I don't
also
know.
no epic sword fights.
There were no sword
Like,
fights.
I mean, even Salazar versus Jack Sparrow was jumping from the cannons. Like, there was no like sword
They
fights.
should have clanged swords more.
There was no sword
Yeah.
fight. I'm looking. I'm waiting. Listen, I'm waiting for that, and it'll never be this moment. But I'm waiting for that return to the Davy Jones versus Jack Sparrow on the mast in the rain, fighting with like. Where was that epic?
or on
like,
a wheel.
That was just.
Oh, the wheel. The wheel was good too.
But I mean, they had the small little one with. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about.
go for it.
Okay, I like how 75% of the way through the movie, you randomly learn in a very stupid, small 30-second cutscene that Salazar can take over the human body.
Oh my god!
At that point in the movie,
so
I literally
bad.
said to myself, these writers are pulling everything out of their ass. There's no way that you can keep doing this the entire time and get away with it. How do you have the ability to take over someone's body and not say a single thing the entire
Well,
time?
see, that's the point, though. I mean, this is what I keep saying where I'm torn because it's like, it makes sense. Wait. It makes sense that like he needs to get on land so he'll possess someone to do that. But then tell us that earlier in the movie. Why is it like, oh, by the way, I can possess you? I'm like, oh.
Like, they could have easily fit that in. Like, when they took over like a British ship, just have like one of them jump in
Yeah.
and fight each other. Just show it
Yeah,
in
well,
some capacity.
What if that's how you introduce him, right?
Yeah.
So
They say that he always leaves one man alive to tell the tale. Why don't you just take somebody and possess them so you can walk on land?
Like, no joke, if you want to make him threatening, when the very first scene, when they like stormed the British crew,
Yeah.
have them kill everyone, right? But then like before they kill like the big captain, don't show that. Have the captain walk down the steps and he like slits his own throat and the guy comes
yeah,
out.
or like that would have been a really cool way to introduce him because then immediately you learn, wow, this guy's ruthless.
Yeah.
This guy kills everyone except for one person, and he has this weird ability where he's like undead and he can take over. That, to me, when you introduce something like that, and then immediately have an answer to it, which was, oh, well, if you break the curse, the kid's fine.
Yeah.
It to me is like that's the cheapest plot device you could ever have, and it just it's so aggravating.
Listen, he was better than Blackbeard.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it really
just,
wasn't
they
hard.
could've
Blackbeard was
done-
non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was honestly mainly Jack and Angelica. Like, it wasn't even Blackbeard. It
And
was,
yeah, and that's the thing. I didn't even like Angelica. She was annoying.
I mean, but Penelope Cruz though.
Well, you know she was pregnant when they filmed that movie.
Really?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cause she had the baby like right when the movie was
So,
like
it's-
coming
oh,
out.
so that's why they couldn't kill her. They had to kill Blackbeard. They couldn't kill her because she had the baby.
Ugh, well, anyway, so okay, I think they pretty much wrapped
That went
everything
fast.
up.
Honestly, I think that I mean, obviously, I know it's
We
like
actually stayed on topic. Like.
we stayed on topic, but also I mean, I feel like it's because we're all in the same place, so it was easier.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like this podcast went the fastest. I mean, there are times where we're at like 45 minutes and I'm like, oh, I actually felt like I felt each minute go by. This I
You were
kept
just
looking.
tired of talking
Well,
about it.
no. I looked over it once. I'm like, oh, we're already like halfway done. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think it was good. It was nice having you here in the studio. Mike.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys. Thank you everybody that funded my trip.
Yeah, your Patreon.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I would never have been here for.
Do you think
without
there are
you
actually
guys.
people who think we flew back out here? Or no?
I mean, that'd be funny.
I did fly out here.
You did, like right to my backyard.
Yeah, right there.
Private
Parachuted in.
Yeah.
Did you see it from your backyard?
Yes, I could see his house from my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, guys. Well, thank you. If you have anything to contribute to the Pirates of the Caribbean discussion, leave a comment below. You can find us on iTunes and Google Music/Play. It's weird because like it's not an app, so I don't know why it's on Google Play. But when I click on it, it pops up as Google Play Music. So I don't know. Just
Yeah,
search
it's,
for
like,
us on your
weird.
Android. I mean, if you're using a Google phone, I don't know what's wrong with you anyway.
I use a Google phone. What is this?
I'm just kidding.
Don't attack me.
I was just trolling. We all know that iTunes is superior.
Eh,
But whatever. You do have a moving background. I will give you that.
yes, I do.
No, I'm just teasing, honestly. But yeah, and then you can email us at getblueshelled@gmail.com, and then of course you can follow us on Twitter at getblueshelled there, at WintyWhip, at BTCYD, and at 4Lenza with a 4.
And
And
Question of the week.
yes.
Favorite. Wait, we could do a couple things. You want to do either favorite?
No,
pirates?
one question of the week.
No, I'm asking you guys. Do you want to make it? Do you want to make it favorite pirates movie, favorite pirates villain? Like, I
want to know what people really thought of the 5th movie. I guess.
If you saw the 5th movie, let us know. But if not, then let us know what your favorite pirates is.
Yes.
How about that?
We will accept 3 or 1 as your answer, not 2,
Yeah.
not 4, not 5.
4 is not an eligible number. You literally can't enter that because it just doesn't exist. They want 1, 3, 5. I don't know what's wrong with them.
What if
Yeah, that's
someone, what
weird.
if someone writes 6 for the potential 6th movie?
Okay, wait, really quick. There's no way there's a 6th movie.
No.
There's no way there's
There's
a
no
6th.
way,
I
it's
know.
done.
I just read some. I know while Nicole was upstairs, I just read something.
Oh, I want to talk about the secret ending too, but we don't.
Oh,
do that.
actually, no, we can.
Okay.
Really quick.
Really quick.
1, I don't think they're gonna have a 6th movie. I think that's just people being hopeful. 2, they shouldn't have a 6th movie because the series has really gone downhill. Please let it die in peace.
Actually, that's a good point because I was watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
and then they made a pirate joke where somebody was like this is so unnecessary, like all the new Pirates movies.
Yeah, it's true though.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. So if you stay around to the end of the credits, like in this podcast, if you stay past all the ending information, we get to talk
That
about
was on purpose,
Yeah,
by the way.
It was
that
on
was on purpose.
I just want to wrap it up because we are running out of time. But
Yeah.
basically, if you stay, you see Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann. They're like sleeping, and then somebody walks in with like a peg leg or something, and like the fish face and like tentacles and stuff, and it leads you to believe that it's Davy Jones because you see like the claw, and then Will like wakes up, and it turns out it's a nightmare, and so he goes back to sleep, and as he's going back to sleep, the camera pans down, you see like barnacles on the floor, which leads me to believe that. First of all, it can't be Davy Jones because Davy Jones is dead in the water somewhere, right?
Unless Calypso revives him, like she revived Barbosa, but that's like something else.
I mean, that is possible,
It shouldn't be though.
but I really think what they were doing was leading it on to be Will's dad because 1, he had barnacles all over him.
But he didn't have tentacle.
No, but I think it was supposed to be a nightmare where Will thought it was Davy Jones,
Oh.
but it turns out it's actually his dad.
Oh.
See, I would like that more, but I'm not sure if that's what they were going. I
Well,
would like
think
this
about
to
it
be
though, because if the curse was all the curses were lifted. Will Turner's curse was lifted.
true. Yeah.
Wait, actually, hold on a second.
Yeah, if the curse was
Wasn't
lifted-
the dad's? No, well, the dad's curse wasn't lifted, but the dad was. Will Turner's dad was allowed to leave because Will Turner said so.
Yeah, but in the third whatever, now the curse is lifted, you see the dad looking all regular, so I don't think he has barnacles anymore.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
He shouldn't have barnacles anymore.
Oh, you're right, actually.
Yeah.
No, but hold on though. But did he choose to stay with him on the ship, or did he leave?
I don't remember.
No, I think he goes
He had to
wherever
leave.
Will goes. I don't know.
Wait, no, because Will said you can leave, and then I thought the dad said he would stay.
Yeah,
which
that's what
he
I
may have the
remember.
barnacles back on
I mean,
him
look,
then
I
again.
think
No,
there's-
but then if the curse was broken though.
Then you're right. Then he can't do it.
So either we're right and it was like a reference to Barnacle Bill, or look, putting aside the
Bootstrap Bill, not Barnacle Bill.
shoot.
Barnacle
Bootstrap Bill.
Bootstrap Bill. Hi. So putting aside whether a 6th movie is happening or not, putting that aside for 1 second, it either was a reference to Will's dad or it was like, no, I mean, Davy Jones is stuff. So I mean,
Is it possible it's Davy Jones? I mean,
They hinted towards that it was Davy
They
Jones.
hinted.
But I like your theory.
I like your
that it
I
was
like your
actually-
theory
Yeah.
better, but I can see them being like they're hinting at Davy Jones. Either he can come back, or it's like, even though Will, you're free now, like Davy Jones like will never leave you. I don't know what.
I
the
like
purpose-
that too. That's
What?
what I originally thought it was, where it's like
he'll never leave
like
you.
your life behind will never like leave.
Which honestly, if that's the price Will has to pay to have his life back, I'm fine with that. If he has to have that.
yeah, but
But
you know what?
clearly it was something else.
We're gonna have to look up and see what the community consensus is on this final
Either way, they
scene.
shouldn't have done it because there's no 6th movie coming out.
yeah,
It
there's
was
no
just, like,
there's
a
no way
waste.
there's a 6th
You know what? And
movie.
the thing is, you guys know I'm a huge Pirates fan. I don't want a 6th movie. I honestly didn't even want a 5th movie
Yeah.
because the 4th one was just so bad.
But like I'm not saying this one redeemed the series, but like
It redeemed the 4th video.
it redeemed
movie.
the fourth. It redeemed the fourth.
But like they wrapped it up nicely. Like
Yeah.
I was like once
Yeah.
it
I was
ended-
satisfied for the series.
It was
Exactly.
like, yeah, Jack's back at sea. Will and Elizabeth are reunited.
Like-
Henry has Karina. I mean, everybody
Like
got what they want.
they played it
except
very
Barbosa.
safe.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was fine with it.
It's just, it's Jack. He
Yeah.
has his crew back, he has his ship back, and he's gonna go on another adventure, and who knows what's
Exactly.
gonna happen. That's what happened in the 3rd movie, too, when originally it was just gonna be that trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Keeper Weather on the Horizon for Will, and then
Jack
Jack
had
had the thing, and he's like, oh, the Fountain of Youth? Cool.
Yeah.
But even
But,
then,
hold on, wrap it up quick.
All
So,
right. But even then, and this ties back to the brilliant writing, it's still funny because it's like Barbosa is like, oh, here's the Fountain of Youth, and then it's like Sparrow, you cut out the map, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's clever, and Jack's like, oh.
Yeah.
Well.
but anyway, guys, all right, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already said everything that was said.
Yeah, make sure you like the video and share with your friends,
we
especially
get
the ones
any
who've seen
reviews?
it. I don't think so. And besides, I forgot to check.
Winston's sitting here.
Yeah, Winston's just sitting here bored. So make sure you leave an iTunes review.
No, I have a new map and everything, and I didn't even get a review. It's horrifying.
I know, but all right, we gotta wrap this up. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.